Hi, it's Sadeq from Vision Happy, helping you to create an extraordinary life. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to let go of what people think so you can go out there and achieve your life purpose. Now, this area is extremely important and very sensitive topic to me. To me, it was really emotional because I was always out there trying to please people, to get people's approval, trying to get people's validations, try and be a people pleaser. And I remember, not too long ago when my coach Judy May told me, Sadeq, you really are a people pleaser. And if you go out there people pleasing, you're not going to please yourself, you're not going to be happy internally, you're not going to be your authentic self. And at first I felt this conflict within me. I felt this conflict because deep down I've always wanted this approval. I wanted to be liked by everyone, right? I've got plenty of friends and families, which is all good. But it's all about getting this validation. This validation is what I've always wanted. I didn't want to be different from everyone else. I wanted to fit in, right? And so it always used to really get to me. When I found out that, my life purpose is life coaching, I knew what I had to do. I knew exactly what I had to do. But I had this inner conflict within me. This big time inner conflict. I didn't want to put myself out there because what people might think of me. They may laugh at me. They might laugh at me. They might, they may disrespect me. They may, look down on me, All these sort of thoughts are just really getting to me. When I decided I want to go online and tell people about this, I was really afraid in my first post, that I am a life coach, I'm a career coach. I didn't want to tell people about it because I thought people were going to be really judgmental about it. So I had this big resistance to go out there and tell people what I want to do. So I was really afraid, but I had to push through it. I had to seriously push through it, So I put my first post out there to say I'm a life career coach, and I did it. But that wasn't the first obstacle. This was not the first obstacle. The second obstacle was putting my material out there. The video content that you see in front of you right now. I was so worried that people were going to think, what is this guy talking about? What is he on about, right? What is this guy doing? And what kind of content is this guy giving? And all these sorts of thoughts used to really get to me, And I thought people were going to look down on me and all these sorts of things. But then there was this realization that I thought, at the end of the day, I've got to do what really truly expresses me. I've got to be my full authentic self. Because if I'm not that, then I'm not really being me. I'm not really being true to myself. And I'm not getting that fulfillment that I've always wanted. Right? So what you've got to understand is that we as human beings, we've got to be ourselves. If we're constantly seeking validation, people pleasing, then deep down we're not going to be happy. And no matter what, there's always going to be people out there, critics. And I've heard people who've always, who've basically been, give me negative comments. But I don't care. This is the best thing about it, is that now I do not care. Because what I understand is that we as human beings, we're all very different, right? We're all very vulnerable. We have our own inner struggles. But once we can be mindful of our own inner struggles, once we can really take into the fact that, we are weak, we do have our own struggles, and we admit them, and we be fully true to ourselves. And not only to ourselves, not only do we think this about ourselves, we think this about everyone. Once you understand that we are all weak, we all have our own struggles. And once you can admit your own struggles, your own weaknesses, what your own inner thoughts and fears, once you can really confront them, then it really won't matter to you, because you will understand that we as human beings are very vulnerable, very weak. And once you can embrace those thoughts, you can really, truly become authentic. You can become your authentic self. You can go out there giving your best work. You can do whatever you want, and you're being true to yourself, and you're not going to give a bloody damn of what the other people are going to think, the critics, the cynics, every single person out there. You're just not going to care, Because once you understand that, I've been reading this book by Brené Brown. I really highly recommend that you read up on this book called The Gifts of Imperfection. She talks about how if we can really, confront our own struggles and our own inner weaknesses, so to say, to understand that we are vulnerable, then we can connect to something. We can connect to being ourselves. We can connect to a higher purpose. My higher purpose is God. I know that I'm weak. I know that I'm vulnerable, but I'm absolutely happy to get my material out there. So all I want you to think of is that the best takeaway that I can give you is to acknowledge those thoughts, those feelings, and really be at one with them, and know that there's nothing wrong with the way you feel and the way you think. Once you can confront them and understand that we as human beings are vulnerable and weak, then you can connect to yourself. You can be authentic to yourself. You can go out there, be the best that you can possibly be, and achieve your own life purpose. So I hope that's been really useful for you. Please like this video. Please share to anyone else that you may know that may benefit from it. And until then, I will definitely speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.